So next step we will proceed with pie charts and donut charts. So what is a pie chart? Pie charts, even school time we studied. This is one of the widely used and a popular chart. It is a circular visualization. It displays the values of your different categories of a total. Okay. So here every piece, look here, this piece and this piece, and so this piece and this piece. This here every piece or the wedge of this circle, it represents different categories. Okay, this is probably the technology category. This is my furniture category. This is my other category. Okay, so each wedge or this piece represents each category. So we can, with this we can visualize all the information at a glance. We can use pie charts to compare the parts of a whole. See, you cannot use pie chart to find out or to find out the changes over time, right? What are the how much change, how much increase and decrease of sales happened. You cannot see it with pie chart like how you can see it using line chart and area chart. So this simply shows the whole data in parts. Each portion of the pie chart represents the percentages. Okay, and if you add all these right, percentages, the sum of all these parts should be equivalent to 100%. Remember this. Okay, the sum of the donut chart values must add up to 100%. Too many categories make it difficult to read, and let's say you have a lot of categories are there, more than 8 or 10, then very difficult to read and interpret. It will get cluttered. So in that kind of situations, you are not supposed to use pie chart. Instead, you can go for tree map. Even with tree map also we can see the part to whole. Okay, and this is the one is used to compare a particular section to the whole, right? So this section we can compare it to the whole and how much percentage. So this is the largest pie. In this chart we can see this one, technology contribution is more, right? We can compare part to the whole relationship with pie chart. Next we have donut chart. Donut chart is also same as your pie chart. So this is your donut chart. This is your donut chart. The donut chart is named it is named donut chart because it looks like a donut, right? So the Americans, they eat a donut for breakfast. So this because of which they say it's a donut chart. It shows the relationship of parts to the whole like a pie chart only. So these two are more or less same, but this is pie. This is called as donut chart because in the middle you can find the hole here. Okay, the only difference is in the center you will find the blank value here, and it allows space for the label or icon. So look here, we are able to effectively use the space in this hole. We can specify the label here, but here you'll have to specify the label here, or the title or something like that, right? You can put it here, but here you can put it in the hole itself. That's all. Not much difference between pie chart and donut chart. The only difference is the donut chart is the one is now most of them are using it because it's safe space efficiency, because the hole in the middle allows us to add information there. That's all, nothing much. Okay, now the question is when it is not helpful using pie chart, donut chart. As I told you a while back, if you are using multiple categories, then it is difficult to interpret the chart. Or for example, not only when you use multiple categories, there are scenarios something like this. Look here. So here you can order this chart also, the pie chart. You can order this piece also here. But if you see here, so we might assume that this slice is larger than the third one, okay, due to the order, right? This is the first order, second order, third order. We might tempted to think this slice is larger than the third one. But when instead of using the pie chart, when I used this bar chart, right, or the column chart, it actually shows the opposite. Look here, this one is slightly different, lesser than this one. Okay, if you want to compare the category side by side, so this is very much helpful. And also to see the the difference, right? It is very much, see, unless the each piece is or the wedge is very bigger size, right, you cannot make out. See, these two are more or less same, you will get confused, right? So these two are same, or are they having any slight difference? Sometimes even the slight difference can also need to be checked out. Okay, so in that kind of situation you can go for the column chart, don't go for this one. Okay, so it's better you can use these two, even if you have less number of categories, and if it makes sense, better you can go by this, and in this kind of scenario better you can go by this. Okay, so in that kind of situations, again, on a case to case basis, you need to decide when I need to use pie chart. But in general, we use pie chart to display the percentages, what is my market share, something like that. Okay, that's what here I made. Too many skinny slices. If you are using so many categories, more than 15 or 20, this one will become very skinny. These slices will become skinny, very difficult to make out. So in that kind of situation, either you can go for this one, or you can better go for tree chart. Tree map. We have something else called tree map. So the tree maps also helps us to show the composition of whole. When there are many components, multiple components, it helps us to show the composition of the whole. Okay, in this case, it is one of the best charts to show parts of whole. Okay, and it is better than pie charts. Okay, as I told you, if you have multiple categories and if the slices size are very small, difficult to interpret, in that kind of situation, this is very much handy. And you can use 2 dimensions and 1 measure in the case of tree map, and also you can use 1 dimension and 2 measures. Okay, and this tree maps displays the values sorted in descending order, with the highest values on the left top and smallest value on the right bottom. You need to remember this, that's all. Now we are all set. Now we will go ahead and create a tree map. And what I do is I just go to the report canvas, and I just look here. What I am going to do is, instead of going to the visualization pane, I just simply scroll down here. I just click on the sales here, sales column. Okay, it shows me what is the column name, what is the corresponding data type, and the formatting, everything it shows. If I simply drag and drop the sales column without choosing any visual, by default it creates a column chart. Okay, and now what I do is I just click on this and I just go to my tree map. This is my tree map. If I want to convert this the column chart into tree map, just select this visual and click on the visual. In this case, the tree map. I want to convert this column chart as a tree map. Hence I clicked on it, it got converted as a tree map. Now what I do is I just simply go to a simple column category and drag and drop it in my category thing. Look here, what happened now? My sales. So earlier it was showing something like this. I just go to the format and data labels. I just enable it. Look here, 11.30 M, almost 11 million sales. That is what it shows. And if I drag and drop the category here, so what happened? The entire sales 11.3 or whatsoever it may be, it got divided, right? It got splitted by category. As I told you, in the case of tree map, it sorts the data in descending order and displays the highest value at the left thing, and the right bottom, right, you can find the lowest value, right? It's in the descending order. Basically it divided the single rectangle boxes based on the sale amount by category. based on the sales amount, right, by category. Splitted the entire sales amount 11.4 whatever and divided that, based on the category. So he divided the rectangle boxes based on the sales amount by each category in this case. This is one way of creating tree map. I just move this aside. What is the other way of doing it? Do I need to drag and drop sales, first create column chart and then only do I? No, not necessarily. So you can directly go here, click on the tree map chart. This is what I wanted. I just went ahead and clicked directly the tree map under the visualizations pane. Now it created a chart with dummy data. So we can see a dummy data. So to add, now we need to populate data into this tree map visual. In order to do that, so we need to fill these columns. Okay, category, for example, here in the category I have a column called category, and values, the same thing. Right, something like this. And if I wanted to divide this further, so in each category and in sub segment, if I go and drop it here, let's see what happened. It got further subdivided by segment. The entire sales amount got divided, right? So divided by category, and then it got divided, within the category it got divided as segment. Look here, this is technology, right? The technology. Now it created nested rectangle. Within the technology, we have 3 segments, and each category we can see 3 segments. In technology we have 3 segments, furniture we have 3 segments, office supplies we have 3 segments, and each segment in each category how much sales we made it. So now again you need to go here and look here, the data bar got disabled, data label got disabled, and you can enable it. And you have various options here, and display units in millions or thousands or whatever you wanted, you can do it. You can put the decimal values also automatically, leave it with auto for decimal places, and the font sizes you can increase it because it is not much visible. And if I hover the cursor here, you can see the tooltip. So wherever, if you want to, if I hover the cursor here, you can home in furniture category, home office, this is the sales we made. So this gives you quick insight. So though we can understand everything, but here in this case we have used a category column, categorical column like segment. Since we have only few categories where they're in segment, it is showing something like this. Supposing I just go and drag and drop region, each category we sell it across various regions. It's a very big one. Look here, this one is very small, right? So you cannot interpret what value is there, and even though we enable the data bar, see the data labels, it is not much visible, but if you hover the cursor, the tool tips are helpful. Now you understood with this how much helpful the tool tips are. But if I try to resize it, look here, I just resized it to a very small size. Even if I resize it to a smaller size, still you can make out this rectangles, right? So we have one big and small, and this one, and we can see the last one also, right? So this one also we can see, though you resize it with very smaller size, still you can see the rectangles. That is the difference between pie chart and the tree map. Even the size is very small, you can make out, right? If you hover the cursor, or probably if you slightly you can increase it. If you hover the cursor here, you can see, look here, even I can see this one also, right? Yeah, that is a little bit difficult, and you need to smartly come here, but little bit. Yeah, anyhow, we don't use this much smaller size, but still we can make out the rectangle that is there here, right? So you can look here, Office Supplies Canada. We can see that value also here. But when it comes to tree map, we don't use such a smaller size. Yeah, this is my, and you can go and specify the font size and font style, and you can specify the title, like how I have shown in the previous session, right? So you can go to the format pane and you can just start play around with this one, and you can do a better thing. You can do formatting, you can change the colors, everything. Okay, fine. So this is how you can use tree map. So we have seen that how powerful tree map, and the tree map displays hierarchical data as a set of nested rectangles, and also we understood with the tree map we can see the composition of whole when we have multiple components. Okay, and that's what we are seeing. It is much better than pie charts. Okay, and that's what we discussed so far. So next